Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Opinion Machine, the show where we talk about all things gaming. My name is Killjoy, and today I just want to give some more thoughts on this Nintendo Direct that happened yesterday. I had a whole sort of day to process it. If you want to see my initial reactions, there's a live stream up on the channel. I will put it in the links below if you want to go see that. You can get my initial reactions. But I've had like almost essentially an entire 24 hours to kind of just think about it, because I think I didn't always, some of the reactions didn't seem insane like I think they should have been yesterday. I think the Marvel vs. Capcom thing, which we'll get to, really kind of was the big one for me, but I can't understate how insane it is to have a brand new Mario game is in the form of an RPG, a brand new Zelda game, top-down one, and obviously Metroid Prime 4. Like, it was crazy, but let's just get into it. Let's just go over some of this stuff. Like, this is kind of crazy, this Mario and Luigi brothership thing. Hang on a second, let's just move it on along a little bit. Like, not only is it a brand new one in the franchise, okay, pausing it, it doesn't look so much, it's quite aliased, but like, we've got a brand new game in the series. We don't know who's doing this one right at the moment, but these games are some of the best RPGs. Superstar Saga is an awesome game. Partners in Time is an awesome game. I actually do like Paper Jam Bros, but I didn't play Bowser's Inside Story, which is apparently really good. I didn't play Dream Team, which I think there's 5 games in all, and I think those two I didn't play. I know they remade Superstar. But what I love about these games, to be honest, is just the fact that they have a sense of humor that is... Look at this battling. Like, this is so crazy seeing it in 3D and seeing, like, assuming the bros attacks in 3D. But the combat in these games is awesome. When you get that good at it, you can either dodge or whack things with the hammer or jump on things' head. Because the way it works is every enemy tells who it's going to attack and whatnot. I mean, this game has got it's got that, not cell shading, but it's got, if you look around like the block, the coin, the flowers, they've got the heavy line drawing, almost like a little bit of watercolor, a little bit of painting going on here, which I get. You know, the compression on this probably doesn't help. I don't think it's going to go any higher than that. Yeah, but it's crazy to see this game after Alpha Dream shut down. You know, people are speculating that it's probably Next Level Games working on it, which this is probably going to be a 20 to 25 hour game, if I had to guess, maybe longer, but. Like, it looks better in motion than it does in stills on this YouTube channel, YouTube video, sorry. But there seems to be a lot going on here. Like, we've got different environments. There's unique characters by the looks of it. Like this person, whoever this is, Connie. I wonder what the story is and how you end up here. But we're on a boat. You get to fire to different islands, which is interesting. Snoutlet. It's kind of fun. But it's just awesome to see this, and also this is like the first 3D one. Like, they might have had like 3D like models and stuff in some of the older games, but they tend to be top down. But like the combat here, look, we get Bros attack, and this is awesome, right? So we get to see what I mean. Like, Luigi gets to knock back the enemy. Also in the bottom left, we see the health, and we see what is, I'm assuming, Bros points, basically mana to use your specials, and bam. And it's the same animation that he does. And then we get to see them jumping over. And this is why I love these active combat systems, because even when it's not your turn, you get to essentially either damage the enemy or dodge attacks. And once you get good enough, you can get through most of it without doing it. It's so cool. Here we get a new move, which is to spin, which is cool. I don't know what's going on here. They're like in a shopping centre somewhere, like some kind of maze. Luigi's about to hit a thing. It's cool that they've got the like Luigi on one little screen stuff. It's very reminiscent of the handheld games. Its game looks like it's very silly, and I think that's what these games should always be. Like, the humor's always good. I ain't a pig. Bowser looking very heavily. So, is it a watercolor style? Is it like slight cell shading? I don't know who this is. And this is where people are saying, hey, this might well be Next Level Games. Look at this, Strikers. Boosh! Similar, very similar animation. And I know a lot of people are probably going to think it looks low budget. But the one thing Nintendo does very well is they go, hey, we don't need these crazy realism graphics. What we need is an art style. And this art style is definitely an art style. I'm hoping it looks a bit better in stills and like later videos and in gameplay, because I think the compression on this is definitely not helping. But ultimately, very excited. Like, we're getting so many good Mario RPGs. We've got Thousand Year Door, it's a remake, fantastic game. We've got the remake of Super Mario RPG, and now we're getting a brand new one. So we've got 2 very good RPGs already. We've now got a brand new one in these Mario and Luigi games. It's kind of crazy. What's next? Nintendo World Championship looks cool. Not interested. I'm not going to go over everything here. Just the stuff that I kind of have an interest in. Okay, we got to bring this up. Not Hello Kitty. This Looney Tunes game. I'm not gonna lie. As growing up, I really like the original Space Jam, the one that has Michael Jordan in it. I like a lot of these characters. This game, again, heavy art style. I think people are figuring out, it's very aliased, but I think people are figuring out that kind of like thick black lines and all that sort of stuff around characters works well. And I will say, this game doesn't look incredible, but look at the character models compared to the rest of the game. Like, the actual interactable character models versus the backgrounds all look very muddy. But there's something. I love Looney Tunes, man. And the fact that it just seems to be what, basketball, tennis, and football. I mean, I'm surprised they haven't done like this something before. This is exactly the kind of crazy sort of stuff. Like, the fact that it's just a dumb game. I really hope it's good. I kind of want to just get it. It's just so random, and I think that's why I like it. But yeah, I grew up with these cartoons, man. And Space Jam. I will say, I'm just gonna let this play out. I love Among Us. I think it's really cool that they keep, you know, Nintendo keep putting them in these things. I need to play more of this. I love that, like the tracker, the Phantom. I think a lot of people that like play with the mods and stuff, they probably come out of the woodwork to give this a game. But that was pretty cool. Okay, let's talk about this. Donkey Kong Country Returns. Now, I had said in my stream before it started, I went, hey, I think we're getting something Donkey Kong. I think it's going to be Donkey Kong Country, the original, a remake of that. I was very close. It's Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, and this game is very good. It's very good. Tropical Freeze is probably a better game, but this doesn't make this game bad. This game is very, very much inspired by the original game. You go around the same island to the same sort of areas and stuff, and there are some incredible levels in this game. What I want to do, because this comes out on I think the 16th of January, I want to stream this game and I want to do videos and stuff on it because I think this game is good. And like, this is probably much closer to Tropical Freeze than it is the original. And the thing is I know that there was rumours for other Donkey Kong projects, but for me personally, it's like, hey, I like this design of Donkey Kong. This is the Donkey Kong that I think of. Like the classic Nintendo Donkey Kong. More games like this, right? I know these games don't usually do that well, not as well as they probably should. Like, I do need to get Tropical Freeze for the Switch, because I've only got it on Wii U, but honestly, like, these games in motion, I know, like, you can tell it was definitely from the Wii era. I mean, it looks better than the Wii game, but you can tell it's from the Wii era. Look at the sort of the way the things are structured and stuff. Like, it's really hard to get people to play the DK games because they are harder than Mario games, and they just don't seem to have that level of popularity. Even Kirby sells better than these, I swear. But, like, if you like really, really well-made puzzle games, I mean, this originally was by Retro. You know, the guys that are doing Metroid Prime 4, the guys that have done all the Metroid Prime games, they did such a good job modernizing this. Alright, I might not like the controls as much as the original, but it's just so good. It's so good whenever we get Donkey Kong stuff. You know? Like, Donkey Kong's super important to Nintendo. I know there's a lot going on with their new theme park stuff, so that might have something to do with it. But, like, I hope that we get a Donkey Kong game that hits that sort of 10 million mark on whatever the next, you know, thing is for next Switch 2 or whatever. Even if it's like 5 million sell. You know, I hope this sells a couple mil. Like, genuinely, like, if you've never played it, please, please go and play this game. It's so much fun. It's such a good game. And if you can't wait until January 16th, buy Tropical Freeze. Tropical Freeze is an awesome game as well. In fact, Returns and Tropical Freeze are quite possibly in, like, the top 10 best platformers ever. You know, there's an argument to be made for that. But, you know, very excited for that. I know a lot of people are going to be really into Dragon Quest, sorry. Not Dragon Age. I'm going to skip over that. I might play it, I don't know. Luigi's Mansion 2 is a game that I might play as well. I've not got a lot to say about it. The online stuff here, the fact that they finally brought 4 swords, so you can play this locally and I believe online as well. So internet connection required. There you go. 4 swords is an absolute bitch to play back in its original design because you needed 4 Game Boy Advance and 4 cables. It just wasn't very practical. Or do you need one of them, or maybe you connected the GameCube, one of them. But this one I think was the link cable one. The fact that they brought this over is awesome. I will say having to pay that extra money for the expansion pass, like I'm not going to do that. Like, this isn't going to bring me in. This, on the other hand, right, and I say this, you know, honestly, I still believe this to be one of the best remakes ever made. Show me a remake that's just as good as this, you know. I mean, even Metroid Samus Returns, you know, Samus Returns was a hell of a remake. And then these 2 games, I know a lot of people have been memeing on Turok because the remake or the HD remaster is already on Switch. So like, why do we need this? But, you know, people might not want to buy that and maybe they get this part of their subscription fee. And obviously Perfect Dark, like Nintendo seem to have a really good relationship with Microsoft and Rare. So the fact that we're even getting stuff like that is, you know, is awesome. And a lot of people are going to look at this and go, yeah, but this was a popular game back in the day, and I can see a lot of people wanting to play it. You know, it's awesome that they released this stuff today, yesterday as well. Like, it's really cool seeing this. Like, I hope what Nintendo needs to do is do a better job of working out the licensing for like stuff like Turok and whatnot. But like, there's a lot more N64 games they could get on there. Like, there's more Turok games. There's more like there's other games they can put on there at a faster rate, and that's something that they do need to work on. Okay, let's talk about a big one. For some people, this isn't going to be very big. But oh my god, this is one of the most insane and unexpected things that happened yesterday, and got the biggest reaction out of me because, you know, Metroid Prime 4 is a known quantity as we know it exists. We didn't know about the Zelda game that's coming up. You know, we didn't know about the Mario and Luigi RPG that's coming up. There's a lot of stuff here that was genuinely surprising. This being one of them, and the reason for that is these games are licensing nightmare for Capcom, right? We're talking a licensing deal that needs to be worked out with all of the characters in the Capcom side, all of the characters on the Marvel side. And let's not forget that Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite had such a bad backlash that it kind of, that's a good screen, kind of soured the relationship between Capcom and Marvel. Right? So obviously things are fixed up. This artwork on the sides is incredible. The artwork of these games is incredible. Like, it's super awesome. This right here, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, is one of the reasons why you can't buy this anywhere without buying like an arcade cabinet. It's about 600 quid. Like, the fact that these are all the arcade ports, there is a whole website dedicated to this, and I might do a video on that. You get the Punisher beat 'em up as well, part of it, because it's Marvel. Look at that. I can tell you right now, Marvel vs. Capcom Clash of Superheroes, oh my god, that is a game that I absolutely love. I might slightly prefer this to Marvel vs. Capcom 2, not because of any other reason than this one introduced me to a lot of the music. This one I played, I believe this is the one that Don Hayes used to have. Like, me and him played this one, I'm pretty sure. This is the one with Cyber Akuma in it, and that's the one we played. I have a physical copy of Marvel vs. Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and I think either X-Men vs. Street Fighter or Marvel vs. Superheroes. I've not played the other two. I've not played Marvel Superheroes or Children of the Atom there either, so it's kind of nuts. It's just absolutely nuts to see this, and you know, I've watched a ton of reactions of this. You know, obviously most famously with the Twitch streamer Maximilian Dude, who started that movement years ago, and tons of high-profile streamers, high-profile celebrities and stuff wanted to play that game again. You know, it's crazy, and this is kind of the result of showing Capcom, hey, there is interest for this. So, you know, this is a game that I'm definitely going to buy. I hope there's a physical of it, because this is an insane collection in terms of value. If you like fighting games, like, this is crazy. You got to think of the things they've added in. They're adding in a bloody training mode. They're adding in all this extra music content, this artwork, online play. Like, it's just insane. Like, and this is what I love about Nintendo Direct. This is what I love about, like, any of the showcases over the summer period where they have all the stuff, is those unexpected reveals. I didn't see a leak for this. I'm sure this did leak, but I never saw a leak for this. I wasn't aware of it. You know, and on top of that, I am trying to get into playing competitive Street Fighter 6. You know, at a low level, because, you know, I'm not going to be playing it to be like, you know, Grandmaster level, but at a low level, I'm enjoying playing a bit of competitive Street Fighter 6. This is something that I might look into. Maybe I will play Marvel vs. Capcom. I don't know any of the tricks. I know nothing of the game apart from a casual level. Hey, it'd be fun to play regardless. So this is, you know, it's just awesome. Like, really genuinely awesome to see this. And so that's later this year, so I'll definitely be there. Oh yeah, and it goes straight into Mario Party. I feel bad for Mario Party following that, because for some people this is going to be obviously a much bigger thing, and this looks cool. Like, I don't want to take that away from Mario Party. Just in this particular direct, it's a shame that this came afterwards, because this is hype. Because we've got a lot of characters here, like, you know, this Waluigi out of shot. Oh, go back. I'll try and catch all those characters in screen now. So we got Waluigi, Daisy, Toadette, Luigi, Birdo, Mario, Donkey Kong, Toad. I'm assuming Toad's playable. Peach, Yoshi, Wario, Rosalina, and then Bowser's got Spike, Koopa Trooper, Bowser Jr., Goomba, Bowser, Shy Guy, Boo, Monty Mole, and we know that Ninja's playable in the game. Like, the name's a bit odd, but at least you'll remember it. Like, the problem I've got, and I will say, I absolutely love the art style of the Mario Party games. They always look really nice. They always look really squishy. I bought Mario Party Superstars and I haven't played it properly. I played it once. So, my mission is to go back and play that properly. Maybe I'll just play against this CPU, if nothing else. But I played Super Mario Party, and I love it. I know a lot of people didn't like that game, but I really liked it. I will say, having just Joy-Con controls on it went great. This is like the perfect thing for now. This comes out later this year. The boards all look very different. If people haven't played Mario Party, they are very, very silly games, right? They are incredibly, like, weighted as well. So if you're losing, you'll end up winning most of the time. Because there's so much randomness in it. But they are fun games. Like, I need to make more Mario Party nights. But, like, it's cool seeing another one. You know, ultimately, I'm just glad that they keep bringing these games out, and people seem to be liking them significantly more than they used to, which is awesome. There's a ton, like 20-player online, all this kind of stuff. Like, they feel like they've been building and building and building. The one thing I will say with the Mario Party games and a lot of like Nintendo stuff recently, see how like the font, like if we look at the timer, the font, all the stuff that's there, that is in like every Mario game. I played Mario vs Donkey Kong. That time it's same font, the writing same font, and this is what you tend to find from a lot of these games. But that's just small nitpick, is that they have very clean looking UIs, which is good. But it's obviously the gameplay that matters. And I will say, this game looks fun. I think this game looks really fun. So, you know, already there's like 4 or 5 games like I'm super excited for. Let's just get to Zelda a minute. I am very interested in this. I am a big top-down Zelda guy. Like, that's the ones I enjoyed when I was growing up. Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom are my favourite 3D ones. I like that this game is taking those elements of Tears of the Kingdom and stuff like that creativity side of it, and where you play as Zelda and stuff. Ultimately, I think I will play this, but I'm not hyped like some people are. because this is, you know, it looks cute. I'm sure it'll be fun, but it didn't. You know, it's the fact that you play Zelda and stuff is really cool. Like, I'm not taking it away from anybody that this is a really cool concept. Looks like it's going to be a really good game, but for some reason I'm just not that excited for it. And it's nothing to do with the art style, because I love top-down Zelda and I love this art style, the toy aesthetic. I'm all for it. I think it's awesome. But I think this is one of those games that I will enjoy when it's out. It comes out in September, so I'll probably like get it then. And I'll enjoy it then. But right now, I think with the other announcements like Metroid Prime and stuff like that, and like the Mario Party, Mario and Luigi game, the Marvel games, like that was way bigger for me personally. I'm sure the people out there that love Zelda, this was like huge, and it is really cool. But yeah, ultimately, for me personally, like this looks good, but it's my hype isn't like off the charts for it. It's just this looks creative and fun, and I think that's good enough for me to play it. And that's kind of where I'm at with it. The fact that you can like use the enemies and stuff, the fact that you've got all these, like, there's going to be a hell of a. I'm going to get the. I talked about, or I've talked about this in the past with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, where when you talk to somebody like, hey, did you do this puzzle? Did you do this thing? And they're like, yes. But they did it completely differently to how you did it. This game is going to be that. They're like, I got to this boss and I did it by using this thing. And then someone will be like, hey, I got to this boss, but I did it completely differently. And that's going to be awesome. That's the best thing about this sort of game, is that when I get to talk to mainly Mark, it'll be a case of he'll play it, I'll play it, and we'll do things very differently. And it'll be awesome, because that will lead to really interesting stories. You know, looking at different enemy types, things like that. I'm sure there'll be some stuff in this game that's broken, where it's like, I just stick to one thing. Like, this is really cool. Put down the meat, distract the birds, spawn a plant. Go on, I forgot what those plants are called. Comes out, was it September 26th, I think it said? Like, perfect game for September. Will probably do really well. I think a lot of people that want to play a game where you play as Zelda are going to love it. Apparently there's old and new Zoras in this game. Oh my god, it is. That's kind of cute. Zora from the old... Wow. Mad. Deku Scrub. I hope this game's weird. Weird, but it looks cute and creative, and ultimately, I am excited for it. It's just one of those things. I'll talk about this as well. Look at that, PlayStation Publishing. So this is crazy. Seeing that PlayStation Publishing Lego Horizon Adventures. Like, I don't know whether I'll get this on Switch. Depends if there's other people that want to play with me, and maybe I'll get it on PC. But this game, I think this is one of those games that will look good in motion. There's a lot of aliasing going on again, but it's kind of cool looking. It looks crazy. But the craziest thing is the Sony publishing thing being there, like at the end, or PlayStation Studios. I like the Lego games. They're all very similar. This actually looks different. It's very combat focused, which is good, because the problem with the older ones, they all kind of started to follow the same formula. Though I've got the newer Lego Star Wars one, which I need to play. But this looks very silly. This is injecting a lot of character into a series that is quite serious, you know? And I do like Horizon. I played the first one. I thought it was very good. But it's cool. It's cool that this exists. It's cool this is coming to Switch. Look at that shark. Look at that. PlayStation Studios. Nintendo Switch. Does that not feel weird? It's crazy to me. It's probably not the first time a PlayStation game's been on it, because I'm pretty sure they bought the company that makes what's that Advance War style game called? It's gone, but I'm pretty sure they've had other games on there. Looks cool. We'll probably play it. Stray looking mighty jaggy. I've always wanted to play Stray. Meow. That poor cat. I need to find out if that cat actually does get back to his family. I love cats. Stray looking good. And then obviously the last thing being Metroid Prime, which is quite... this and Marvel are the biggest and best announcements for me, and then probably Mario and Luigi. This game looks incredible, and people, you know, it's definitely running on Switch. It's Retro Studios, right? Can we stop doubting Retro Studios? Okay, their game output has not been incredible the last 10 years. But they made the Metroid Prime games, and they made Donkey Kong Country Returns and Tropical Freeze. Tropical Freeze is considered one of the best platformers Metroid Prime 1 is considered one of the best GameCube games of all time. Why did we doubt these guys? Right? Because they haven't put out a lot? Because they've been doing more stuff behind the scenes? They've had cancelled projects, apparently? Look how good this is for a Switch game. You know, the lighting, you know, obviously, again, being compressed by YouTube. But even just, like, Samus's model. Like, Samus's model looks clean. This game has an art style that is perfect for the Switch. And compared to some of the other games that are in this Direct, this game looks incredible. Honestly. Like, Samus does have some slightly different proportions. Her middle section isn't so small. Her helmet's a bit bigger. It all kind of makes more sense. But, like, we've got a nice HUD. You got the, obviously you can see through her eyes. You know, they've got the rain on the gun as well. The rain's like dropping down. And then probably like remastered, you can watch the rain fall off and stuff. We've got missiles on the D-pad, which is new. So maybe this game's a bit more combat focused. Who knows? You know, so... missiles are selected. But you might, yeah, maybe it's like different things. I'm very curious as to what they do with this game. We've got scanning back as well. Like, it's going to be hard for some people because they're going to look at it and go like, well, yeah, it looks alright, or, you know, oh cool, it's back and whatnot. There isn't a huge amount being shown here, but there's enough to fill people with confidence, say, this game is a real game. It's coming out next year. It will most likely be a cross-platform between this Nintendo Switch and whatever the next one is. I will buy it on Switch, unless it is a day one purchase for that new system, which I'll probably also get. And then we get Psylocke back with this crazy guitar. With 2 Metroids buzzing around him. Honestly, like, this game looks incredible, right? I need to wait and see, but first showing, oh my god. And this bit of music, we talk about how incredible this music is. You guys might not be able to hear it that well. Oh my god, it sounds so good. I've got a feeling the soundtrack to this game is going to be fucking phenomenal. Like, it's hard to say, just like, you know, why this is game. You know, it's finally time to see this game. This really was the time for it. Like, this Direct in general was very good. There's a lot of games I skipped over that maybe weren't for me, but I'm sure there was something in here for everyone. It definitely felt like that. But this Direct nailed things. We got a Mario game, a Zelda, a Metroid, and a Marvel collection. And do you know what? In a show that's 40 minutes long, where they tried to show off quite a selection of games, to come away with 4 or 5 games that I'm genuinely excited about, where this is next year, Mario and Zelda are this year, Marvel was this year, like that. I am content with what games coming out this year. I don't need anything else. Donkey Kong is beginning of January next year. Like, I am sorted in terms of games, and that's just Nintendo stuff that was shown off in this. We're not even talking about other games that are coming out on PC or Xbox. Like, you know, Xbox have got some quality games coming out this year as well. All in all, this Direct was a lot of fun, and now that I've had time to process it, there are some big games coming, and I know that you know, people look at Nintendo's heavy, quote unquote, heavy hitters. You know, big Mario, big Zelda, but people will buy that Mario game, people will buy that Zelda game. You know, and that Zelda game especially will probably do like 5 to 10 mil. Like, it's crazy. You know, it's just awesome. Just really, really awesome to see all this stuff, and I had time to process it and go, yes, that was probably E3 levels of, you know, hype. In the past, you'd have an hour-long one for E3 or whatever. The only thing that was missing for me was an F-Zero thing, but you know what? It's all good, you know. I'm very well fed off this. So, but there you go, guys. That's more of a look of my thoughts. Like I said, I will post my initial reactions from the live stream down in the link below if you want to see that. But thank you very much for watching. As always, if you like the video, hit like. If you want to see more content, hit subscribe. Links for Facebook and Twitter will be down below in the description as always. And until next video, I will see you then.